work on that.
Did you pass it around?
No, I didn't. I told them to help themselves. It helps those who help themselves, don't they?
My turn.
Go for it. Thank you, Nancy. Sorry for all the interruptions.
No, it's all important. Everything's in divine order, even if you don't want to believe in that. I do so many talks and lectures. I'm entertained so many different places. I've literally hurt my voice. And with all my allergies, some of you talk to me and my voice will just give out. It's worse this year. I was talking to someone when I was living in Poly Pines for the last 3.5 years. I finally got used to it up there. And when I moved down in June, then I realized I was allergic to the valley. And so I'm starting all over being acclimated. And the medication the doctor gives me I don't like. It makes me so dry that I try not to take it. So it's like between here and there. How much you want to suffer, Nancy, before you're forced to take something? When I wake up with goose eggs like this, I go, whoop, I'm in trouble. Start taking medication for a few days. So, and for the people that have never seen me before, have fun with me, please. I won't start with you first. That's courtesy. So I'll start with other people. I really do believe that whatever you wanting to know, if your spirit says, by the way, would you please tell her, I'm going to get it. And I'm very good with descriptions. I'm very good with direct questions. Now, the criteria for your knowing information, first off, there's only 2 or 3 people I've never been able to read. One was a very good friend named Camille, very heavy pain medication. If you're drunk, it's no problem. If you're on medication, it is. As many times as I'm entertaining clubs, the sauce gets passed, I know they're not being closed. So, but if you're on heavy medication, it seems to be a problem. The other thing is if you're under such turmoil, I've read people who are on the brink of suicide and it doesn't seem to matter. But if you're in such a place that you can't decide tomorrow, and you don't want to know if you can even get there, I'm not going to get it. It seems that there's a criteria for getting information. If your spirit says you shouldn't know, I'm going to get it. Another way to go is have fun with me. And I have so many groups of people, and they look at me, and I can hear someone say, well, she doesn't look like she's going to hurt me, so it's going to be okay. And have fun. I tell people that when I left my 24-year career at Pacific Bell, the last 5 years as the engineering supervisor, after the rush of the laughter in the audience, they say, well, if she was going to give a 24-year career to do this, there must be something going on here. And I actually believe that. My husband, biologist, engineer, and I was an engineering person. And we had absolutely no faith. Absolutely. We what we call recovered Catholics. So, and when I got into this, I tell the audience, I say things like, part of my life journey was to pick Nancy as a vehicle and do this life up to the age of 40. From 40 to 42, I had a revelation and resolution of all the things in my life come to head on May 4th, 1990. And on my birthday, 5 days earlier, I said to God, thank you for my life and my sanity. And if you wish, I'll work for the rest of my life. And for the people that don't know me, I had a child I went through tough love with. I was taking care of a blind grandmother. I had an abusive husband. Then I got cancer, and then I went through divorce. Kind of like everything happened to me. And the minute I said, by the way, thank you, it's been different ever since. I didn't say it was easier. It's more understandable. And God has let me see that I can help people. So putting that aside, have fun with me. Let's start with some questions. I feel like this is an important group. There's like spirits everywhere. And people say, oh, Nancy, how do you know this? I can just feel them. Who they are with, I always don't know until we get started talking. And anyway, commercial, my number is in the brochure if anybody wants to touch base with me later on. I don't know if Ken and Ollie are going to be at the big Cal Expo, Evolving Times Expo. That's in end of September. I will be there. You're going to be Friday night? They'll be there going around and seeing how
Will be or you won't be at this?
I will. Booth 56, I expect volunteers here.
Oh, well, I was going to ask you about that later.
Anybody want to volunteer to help me? How about some of those people that know me pretty well start asking me some questions and let the ones who haven't seen me work. Oh, by the way, this is a friend from high school. This is Christy. This is amazing. Christy, how can I help you with tonight? Oh, don't cry in here. Now, it's all right to cry. We usually have a folding Kleenex box in here.
No, I won't cry. I just said, I thought something was going to happen in July, and I don't think anything did.
Okay, I do feel like third week in July you met somebody. As I stand here, I see the essence of someone coming around you. Do you remember third week in July?
Third week in July was up in Donner.
Donner? Mm-hmm. And who was that Donner with you? What
My
group?
family.
And what activities you go through?
We had a family reunion.
Your opinion? Sometimes the essence of things have happened, but I don't know what all is about. Third week, it felt like it was an important week. If that was your vacation, we'll go past that. Sometimes people say, you know, Nancy, the time scale is off a little bit. Sometimes it's not us that puts it off, it's the person you're supposed to meet putting it off. Okay, as I touch into your time, I do feel like I had introduced you to somebody that you should pay attention to. He's very dark and very big. As I look at you tonight, someone with your coloring is now going to come into the picture. Like hazel eyes and same color hair and the same structure, like a larger cheekbone kind of a guy. Have you met him yet?
Yeah.
You have? Why didn't you mention him earlier? We were talking.
I met a lot of people.
Oh, so this individual is now going to become important to you. You will decide where this relationship goes. Okay, so have you gone out with him at all, or has he asked you out yet? Okay, I see him in your essence, so I know that he's what we call courting. He's come into your essence and he's staying there, or else I wouldn't be able to see him. Okay, another question. The turbulence of money for the next 4 to 6 weeks is around you. After 4 to 6 weeks, I see it turning around. I see a check coming to you, a little tiny bit of money, but it's enough to get you where you want to go. It's like $200 or something. It's not a lot. I don't know what it's for. It feels like it's 4 to 6 weeks out. 6 weeks out. We're in the
In the or middle of
the August
20.
Like in November, you may get a refund of some kind of money coming to you. It looks like $240. Do you know why it would come to you?
No.
Okay. Feels like a small check coming your way. What for, I don't know. But that will help you out in the months, okay? Minor repairs to the car or something coming up needs to be taken care of. I know it.
She'll get that car repaired.
Absolutely. It feels like the repairs come in the middle of October, and the check doesn't feel like it comes until after that. Anything else? You have good health. I don't feel any problem with that. Don't feel any problem with your child and his new bride. The girls, there's one girl, there's 3 girls that are coming around wanting you to mother them. There's only one that really needs you. One will like to take anything that's not nailed down in your home, and the other one's a follower. So discern which one wants you as a mom. That's when you should invite in.
Okay.
Really, truly, the only one has feelings for you. Okay? That help you out? Anything else?
Maybe later. Huh? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
One more question later.
Later. This is Betty.
No, Marie.
Marie and Betty Lou. You're next. Okay.
I want to know how this new job is going to work out tonight.
The new job that you got into, there's a real big bubble of energy. It's going to take a lot of, don't be frustrated, it feels like you're overwhelmed, you're pushing it up. But it will only last about a month. And after the month, there's only like one thing that you still need to put your hands on it and take control of. You see conversation on the phone or long distance away all the time. Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Connection. So that feels good. Why I get it, I don't know.
Connections.
Computer contact. If you could ask me about your job, what would it be?
Well, I see that it's a means to an end to get me some of the training I want.
A means to, she says, what am I going to get out of this job and what's going on? I asked about the job. She says, I think it's a means to an end. I said the first month is a really big push of learning. It's not like you're not going to love it though. It's overwhelming. Don't come home and cry to mom. It's all yours, you know. Don't, you know, she can't help you at all, but your eyes are going to bob and go like this, you know, for the first month. You have been? For one more month. Feels like I go one more month with this. And then darkest part of winter, it really settles down, then you're really kind of going like this. And the one thing I do like, I can see you talking or communicating with someone really far away, and that's going to be an important connection. But I don't know if it's all the way to the East Coast or that going east. So
Well, I used to live in Florida, so
you're going to Florida? Why, but on the job, do you communicate to someone back east?
not right now.
Okay, so I feel like I go one line over that direction. It's important, but I don't know why. Okay, another question? No.
I have a life goal to start a center of my own in about 5 years. When is that?
About 4.5 years. And she's asking about her goals in life, a center or place that can, and I feel like it's 4 to 4.5 years. Between now and a year, she's establishing a roll of paper. So I don't know if she's creating paper flow so she can go that direction, or the connections are a bunch of paper, all of it. I didn't say the house would look like paper everywhere. But what I'm saying is the information is folded on top of each other. There's volumes of paper all around her. Now it could be representative of a printout, but I'm sure it's on disc somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, have you already started?
Well, doing lesson plans, because
Huh?
I'm doing lesson plans so I can start all these
Lesson
classes that I
plans.
wanna be
So
doing.
she's in that paper flow right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
That's it.
See how easy that is? Nita?
Yes, I forgot to ask you Monday when I saw you. I'm concerned about my friend in Rhode Island. I want to know if I'm going to be able to go see her.
Not in the near future, not like October, it's November. It feels like I'm going to have to push it out a little time. But I don't feel like there's a problem you waiting a little longer.
I'll
You
be
know,
able to go see her soon, fairly soon.
what's wrong with her?
Oh, she just has a mother that's senile and she's having a heck of a time with her.
Unfortunately, what state is it?
Rhode Island.
What's the weather like there?
Well,
The
in
winter
the summer
time,
it's
is it
been
really-
real hot. They have that heat wave.
Is
there.
it winter that really big snow?
Yeah,
or
they
something?
get snowstorms and once in a while.
I know you want to go in October, November before it gets bad like that, but I'm being shown January and beyond. So you
Wow.
may have to push it out until after the bad snows come. She'll be all right health-wise. I really don't get anything going on there at all. She just feels like she's in a rut and there's all these walls around her she don't think do next. And that's really all I'm getting. She's just stuck, you know. So if you can email her, send her a card, send her flowers, just keep her up, keep her up. She has a tendency to bury herself in her emotions. So you can't pull her up, but you can encourage her to keep going. She's going to keep going. God has all kinds of plans for her. I see one personal move for her before the end of her life. She'll do one more personal move from where she is somewhere else. Kind of like I want to go south and this and east. And I don't think Rhode Island, isn't it almost on the water?
Yeah.
Well, she goes one block over,
Yeah.
she's in the water, but I still get it. So I don't know how far south she
But
needs
if
to
you
go.
went south, far enough south, there's still land. So.
Good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
To tell her.
I've been there so much.
But I see it as one pull, as though she's center o'clock at 5.
Never have Virginia.
So, feel like Maryland. So where is she?
She's in Rhode Island, and yeah, they like Maryland.
Okay, so south and just a little east. Maryland. Phil, I see the word Maryland, so I didn't know if you went through it or not.
They lived in Maryland before.
Yeah. She's also grieving or pulling thoughts from the past, as though all her thoughts now are pulling information from the past. Like she's grieving over the past. She's thinking about the past. Do you have any idea? Is she married?
No.
Is she widowed?
She's married.
She's married?
Yeah.
There's grieving from the past. She's thinking of the past as though she's living in the past, she's not living in the present. Do you have any
She had
idea?
a rough time for a few years. She got out of it. That's
She needs
why.
to not think about it anymore. She needs to bury the past and let the past be her past. Otherwise, she's recollecting. Do you know what it is now?
I think her mother's bringing back a lot of,
Mom living there, bringing the
yeah,
past.
she had to bring some of her mother's things up from Baltimore, Maryland, from her mother's house. They sold the house, and she had a sister when they were kids, an older sister that died, and she was treated like, you know, it was more like, why didn't you die instead? You know, yeah. She had a,
Okay, if that's what she's thinking about, it's depressing her spirit. It's
I
like
think that may
looking
be
at
what's
Mom
coming.
every day or hearing Mom talk about it every day.
Or
It's
going through old
depressing.
stuff.
Going through old stuff, and that's depressing her. And that could be reminiscent of what the walls look like to me. Like I'm stuck in the present with Mom who's making me think of why did I not go and send my sister. Ooh, jeez. That God's not going to take her. She's really happy lady. I don't get it since ever dying.
Great.
It's like she needs to learn this before she can go on. How Kathy?
Am I going to be a grandmother by next year? Should say it's my husband going to be a grandfather. He wants to be one so bad.
What do you mean by next year? Is that January 1st?
Oh no, anytime next year. I was thinking summer.
I want
You
to
know.
say it's very possible. Feels like it. But time, it's their choice.
Right.
Yeah. I can't say no to that. I'm not getting yes or no, but it's going to be, like I see really warm weather, like July. What's 9 months from July, everybody?
September or October.
Okay, are the kids together?
Yes and no.
Oh, gee, that's all it takes is a yes.
Well, right now, no, I think he's down in LA.
Oh, when's he coming up again?
Soon. So, they'll be together pretty
Are there any magic moments at all going on here?
I don't know, she didn't talk about it too much. They're
Once
just,
in a
you know,
while.
they're-
Okay, well,
Yeah.
keep up the good work, kids.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad's really wants to be a grandfather, bad. My sister-in-law's supposed to have surgery today.
Oh, you
Yes,
supposed to? You don't know?
I don't know if she did or not.
Mm.
Call Barbara, her name's
I
Barbara.
see the surgery, but I don't know if it's today. So you're gonna call her tonight and see if it was done today or tomorrow?
Not me, I don't want to talk to her.
Oh,
Well, not my sister, I talked to my husband. No, I was just wondering if it went well because she's
this
got
is so fun. Now you know why I fall in love with this group, you know?
You're on tape, you know.
It is being taped. I'm sorry. I'm having fun with
I
that.
don't care. After
What do you want to
33
do?
years, I don't care. Well, no, she just has a lot of really bad medical problems and stuff, and And she wasn't too sure about doing the surgery because she's got gallstones.
What
plus
was
a
the
double-
surgery for?
Gallstones and a double hernia. And
I
they
see
had
her
to-
in, I see her in a hospital room with
They
surgery.
have to do they have to do an epidural, give her an epidural because they cannot put her under, otherwise she'll die. And I was just wondering if they did it or they're postponing it.
No, I
or-
feel like they will do it. I don't know that it was done today. It feels more like a postponement. If they did today, I didn't get it. I don't see her death in the immediate future. Okay, so remember, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like there's 3 medical conditions, and
Yeah.
one of them is her heart or some
Yeah.
kind of problem. I feel like 2 to 3 more years she'll have congestive heart failure that will put her down on some level. Remember, I'm not a doctor, you guys. You know that, right?
Oh, no, I can see, I'm surprised she's lasted as long
Oh,
as she
she's
has.
too tough. She don't want to go. She's too afraid of dying.
Well, since we're on camera, I won't say what, but yeah, she is tough. Gotta be honest, you know.
We didn't get a last name.
That's true, I'm safe there. Just don't.
You guys, I love it. I love it.
Ken could
Gina,
propose that.
I never know what to ask.
Mom, do you have a question for her?
Do I have a question for you?
How about your foot?
Oh, yeah.
Foot still hurts me. What's going on?
Really bad.
Yeah, it feels more swollen than ever. I want to say it's swollen, but also with that, it's fluid's built up in there a little bit. Did they take some fluid out of your foot? It does feel fluid. I can't find a pocket anywhere. That's the problem. So I don't know if it's just because the foot is so tender that fluid has stayed in the, actually getting fluid even going to the top of my foot, your foot.
Yep.
It's all around it. But it's not necessarily because of the weather. It's because the bursa area of your heel, that's very sore to me, underneath, very sore. And now it's hurting me going up the edge of the bone into your ankle. So it's spread a little bit. Now I feel fluid going all around your foot. So you have a combination of swelling, and the swelling around the bone to the back of the heel going up, that's causing the fluid not to flow. It's going down, but it's not going up. It feels like you need to either get hot or cold packs on it. You need to ask. Keep it elevated, but Mom only knows that.
So there.
You playing softball still?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonders why it hurts.
Huh? Is that why it hurts? Hurts me. It hurts me just to feel it. So,
How much longer do you think she's gonna be at her job?
short time under
Is
a
my
year.
choice or their choice?
Your choice. You'll find a better job. It feels like between 6 months and a year she'll move to a better job. I hear her asking, "I want that job." What does ginger do? Anybody know what the herbs? What's ginger do? Anybody?
Oh, it does all kinds of different.
Why am I hearing the word ginger? Would you look it up?
Yeah.
Motion. I know motion sickness. Someone told me to do it, but I'm talking to Gina and I'm hearing the word ginger. Can you find why? If it's hot packs or it's
Oh,
just,
yeah, I'll find out.
would you find out?
Yep. Maybe if you-
Also, and why am I hearing mint leaves also? Anybody? Anybody?
That's
I know
usually
that's also
for
stomach too. Thyroid,
Stomach, and it's good for lungs, you know.
lung. Find out, read up on that. I don't know, I'm just seeing the green leaf. It looks like a mint leaf to me. See, I'm not medical, I don't know anything about that stuff, and I prefer people how to put these books in my hands, because I don't want to read it, I want to see pictures. Because if I get it and you can find out why, it won't hurt you, never overdiagnose and never overdo medicines.
A mint leaf or a marijuana leaf?
Actually, it looks like a mint leaf to me.
But marijuana does have a different.
Yeah, but it doesn't look, the mint leaf is thick
Feels
and
mint
ridgy.
too. I see mint.
Huh?
I could feel the mint leaf.
Mint leaf, yeah. Yep, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick.
No.
Somebody said a friend of mine, Marna, her sister-in-law, you met Marna. She met this fella and she didn't click with him. She wants him to call me. And the way she described him, it was that, just like you described that guy Monday. Is that the, can you get anything on it?
You need to meet him.
That is him?
I don't know for sure, but it feels like it.
I sat there grinning all the time she's describing him, cracking up. He said, just like this.
Sounds like me or sounds like the man?
She sounded just like you describing him.
Oh.
And I told her that you said blonde, and she, well, he's not blonde. And later on she goes, well, he says he has sandy blonde hair, and I'm going, wow. So I was cracking up, so I had to ask you about that.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Budget.
Now, if it is him, it'll take months for him and you to connect, to get together, connect, get together, okay? Because I don't feel immediate. It feels like I'm connecting. It takes time.
Well, I can explain that. She talked to my husband after he talked to his mother, so she don't want to have anything to do with anywhere close to relationships.
Who?
She talked to my husband after he talked to his mother.
Then I yelled out, I'll never get married again.
I mean, I do everything I can.
We're just helping.
I can tell.
That's all. I'll be quiet now, thank you very much.
I don't, sometimes I do so much of this, I don't know what free will I have. You know, and I did see that you would connect with somebody, it's gonna take 3 to 5 months, and you will have choices, okay? Okay? And then I describe people, and I know they come into people's lives, and God shows me coming in, but doesn't show me leaving. And one lady comes to me and she says, I dated that.
Good.
And I go, he did show up, didn't he? He goes, yeah, but why? I said, I don't know. God doesn't make mistakes. I know these people show up because they're supposed to. Whether they learn something from you or you learn something from them, I don't know.
But you were right.
I was right. I don't know if it's always fun. Hilarious when I do women's groups, and we'll do a group in a home, and all the women sitting around, I'm describing all these men. Oh, no, they're yelling and screaming. It's just so fun. How you doing, Ray? Okay. Was that you that wrote and said you met somebody back east talking? You went to where? Idaho or somewhere?
Oh, I moved back from Idaho. I left you a message. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
It's been moving back.
Yes, I got the message. How you doing?
Sometimes okay, most of the time no.
You working?
I was. It's maybe a week. And I had to talk to my doctor about the depression.
I'm just saying hello to you. I don't know if you want to talk yet. It's up to you. I can come back to you.
No, I just wanted to help Allison and see what.
She's brought a friend with her tonight, another young person, so I kind of have to hook into it. I can see her holding hands with somebody. Do you know if there's another young person in spirit?
She had a couple friends that were killed, but it was a few years before she
Right. She's standing, God, I'm going for deja vu. Did I say the same thing before, where she was holding hands with somebody else?
No, but she's usually good.
I do dreams too. You know, if you kind of come with this kind of package and you're going to kind of go into everything. And I'm actually had dreamt this session where I'm talking to you about her standing here, and behind her is 2 other people, and they're holding hands, circling you. So to me, that's a very positive feeling of reinforcement and love. And how about if I kind of work on talking to her so I can see her really clearly, but I'm not hearing it right at the moment. My sense was I need to go from there to here to talk to you real quick, and then I can come back. So kind of connect with you, and then we'll go back, okay? And you're not, how, are you working at the moment? You seen anybody like that? Okay. Because I'm being shown a woman with dark hair. I don't know if you've met her. You met somebody new? Okay. So let me go back and then come back to you, okay? Linda, how about you tonight? What can I do for you?
Oh, you had a couple of questions. One is, I'm really curious about what happens to the spirit of someone who's in a coma.
I had this happen twice to me. On 2 different occasions, a man was standing next to his body, and he was in a coma, and he was alive. And he was a very senior man. The first time I saw him, the senior man was laying down. He was quite thin, long, and his spirit was right above the body, but he was still kind of like flat, but not attached. The next time I talked to the family, he was standing next to the body watching. Well, there I am. So I think they can gather the body.
But when they come back, you never ever hear stories about anybody remembering of any other dimensions while they were in a coma. They just wake
Sometimes
up.
I do.
I've never heard many.
Yeah, I have. People who come to me have. Remember, I'm going to tap into that population of peoples that have.
So there is a possibility of people having conscious experiences even while they're in a coma state.
Well,
That's good.
you've got to think that surgery is a deep coma state.
Yeah.
People in surgeries come to me and say they were out of their body watching what's going on. People in comatose. Remember the ones
Like
in
somebody
deep
who's waking
comatose.
up after like 5 years, you know, they were in a coma for 5 years.
Now, I'm
It's
never
like
going to talk to anybody that long. The ones that I see pardon me, the ones that talk to me who've been in a temporary coma or surgery coma do tell me they've left their body, and it was quite perplexing.
But not like someone who's woken up after 5 years or something.
Never talked to anybody who's been long-term. Now, the people that are on the verge of dying and they're in a coma, they get out of the body before the body dies if they wish. I've seen that quite a few times. And people who've been murdered, I had a woman tell me that her sister took her out of the body before she was murdered, and to give the family confirmation, she told me how she was being killed, and there's no way I could have known that. So that happens a lot. Why are you asking?
Just, curious about the nature of a spirit, because I've been doing some reading about the multidimensionality of people's spirits, and just, how far it goes and whether or not it interconnects or not. And I guess I was kind of curious as to if someone is, like say, largely residing in the next dimension, shall we say, or the astral plane or whatever it is.
I find it, let me expound upon that a little bit. From the back row, I'll stand up. When I've talked to people who do out-of-body experiences, like your sleep at night, they tell me there's only so many dimensional fields they can enter.
Yeah.
And then one time I talked to a spirit who'd never been alive born, and he travels in the space between the bubbles of universes. Explained to me, if you take bubbles and put them in the kitchen sink, and you stir them all up and you hold them in your hand like that, representative of all the dimensional areas we can go into. It's so numerous, there's no way to know. And one spirit said, I don't go into each universe, I travel between them to go faster and where I want to go. One time I said, I don't know how this works. I can talk to someone in New York, like your aunt. She's not here. I'm not reading your impression of her. I'm going there. New Rhode Island. No friction and no time. How am I doing it so fast? I think I go between the spaces of the dimensions. There's no friction, there's no time. I don't know why. So as we're alive, if our body were asleep, the spirit leaves. There's only some dimensional fields they go into.
Well,
We're privy to.
about if someone has, shall we say, graduated to where they do have the option of residing mostly, like, say, in the next
Dimensional.
dimension. In other words, they don't have to come back here if they don't want to, or
Right.
they don't have to come back here as often as so many of us
Right.
seem to have to. But would they have the option of perhaps not necessarily coming back and taking, coming back as a human being again, but coming back to visit this plane materialist, or physically material enough to be able to experience what's on this plane, such as taste, smell, and then be able to go back to the other dimension without having to really, make a permanent stay here?
I've not experienced that at all. Unless they come back as a cat, or I don't know, the Buddhists believe that. I have not had a person talk to me. If she were sitting there with just a spirit, I've never been told that she's stepped into some, transfigurations, I'll take that back, because I've done a few, but I don't like it. And they can come in and feel the essence of what I feel of life. Yeah, that can be done, but I don't encourage anybody to do that. Is that what you're asking?
Not really. I guess it's been kind of like, okay, I was doing some reading on a person who was having a lot of psychological problems, and it was because of not a past life problems, but a future life problem. That this guy had actually traveled down his future lives, and it was a future life that was screwing him up in the life he was currently
I've never had that experience. I see a future life of where I'll live, be.
But what the catch was that this person apparently had like a few other options.